Hi friends, welcome to the English version of my YouTube channel about electronics, cars and DIY things. Here you can learn something new and painful for yourself. Please write comments, I'm interested in your opinion. You can ask questions, I will try to answer them and help you. And so we begin today's episode. In the modern world of high technology, a lot of portable devices have appeared. Each such device has its own unique battery. Accordingly, a separate charger is required for each battery. Many people do not know that such a wonderful thing exists. This is a universal professional charger. With this gadget, you can charge absolutely any battery. From small watch batteries to large car batteries. Today I will tell you a little more about this. Who did I make this video for? Of course, primarily for inexperienced users. For those people who want to get acquainted with the technology of charging batteries with a universal charger. This is a very interesting and useful topic. You can charge all your batteries with one smart device. I have been fond of these chargers for a long time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will have a lot of video reviews on such gadgets. These videos can be interesting not only for beginners, but also for professionals. For detailed reviews of each such device, see my other videos. Today I want to tell you in general about this technology. I will show you how to connect the battery to the charger. What features and capabilities does this magnificent gadget provide us with? Today we will talk about what this device is for and how to use it. I will start my story from simple to complex. This is an absolutely universal charger. It can charge any type of modern batteries. It does not matter their shape, voltage or number of cells. Using the menu, you can configure this device to work with any battery. There are different modes for nickel-cadmium, nickel-metal hydride, lead-acid and lithium batteries of any kind. In general, any batteries that you have at home. In addition, this device can not only charge, but also discharge your batteries. What is it for? For example, after discharging the battery, you can measure its capacity. You buy batteries from different manufacturers. One battery costs $15 and the other $50. But is an expensive battery really as good as it costs? Now you can test it yourself and find out the truth. The battery capacity is measured while discharging. Can you compare two batteries and find out which one is better? Is it worth paying more money? It is possible that a battery that costs 3 times as much is actually only 10% better. Here's another example. You have bought a 2A nickel-metal hydride battery. These batteries have a memory effect. When using them, it is necessary to perform a full charge-discharge cycle. If you do not follow this rule, then such a battery will quickly fail and lose its capacity. It is very important. Sometimes we charge AA batteries from different devices at the same time. For example, from a child's toy and from a radio. It may turn out that these batteries have a different degree of discharge. From the toy, the battery is 90% discharged, and from the radio, 85%. The usual cheap charger for finger-type batteries cannot discharge batteries. It will immediately start charging, regardless of the state of the battery. In this case, the charging process will not start from the very beginning. This is a violation of the rules for handling nickel-metal hydride batteries. For proper operation, such a battery must be completely discharged by 100%, and only then you can start charging. The charge of nickel-metal hydride batteries should be carried out with a small current. This will greatly extend their service life. A simple household charger usually uses a lot of current to complete the charging process as quickly as possible. From a technological point of view, this is not correct, but the average consumer certainly wants to charge batteries quickly. Therefore, you may see advertisements on the packaging that claim the quick charge feature as an advantage. This might be helpful for people who don't know much about the subject. It's really marketing. Rapid charging will gradually damage NIMH batteries. I do not recommend using chargers with high current for 2A and 3A batteries. Here is such a universal smart charger that can charge 2A batteries with low current. You will be able to explore your rechargeable or disposable batteries, measure their capacity. Various other operations can also be performed. For example, you have an old battery for a long time and the voltage on it is very low. You can gradually restore it by using very small currents. Some chargers cannot charge this battery. If you have an advanced charger, it will report that the battery is damaged and refuse to charge it. In fact, you can restore an old battery with this smart balance charger. This will be a slow process using little current. Yes, of course, it will not be possible to completely restore this battery, but for a while you can still use it. The discharge function is not only a way to extend the life of your nickel metal hydride or nickel cadmium battery, it is also a great way to check the quality of the battery. Such an operation can be very useful, especially when it comes to the cost of the battery. For testing batteries, there are such discharge devices. I bought this on AliExpress and put it in a homemade plastic case. A very handy thing for battery research. Subscribe to my channel. I will have many reviews on such gadgets. In a professional balance charger, the charge and discharge functions are usually combined. It is very comfortable. It can smoothly discharge your battery using the exact value of current and voltage. In the course of work, we can monitor various parameters and characteristics. They are displayed on the screen. There are even devices that connect to a computer and display very detailed information and graphics on a monitor. This detailed information allows you to better assess the condition of the battery. This device is useful for car owners. I had a Volkswagen Caravelle that I drove for 5 years. The battery in it gradually lost its capacity. Sometimes this battery has become very discharged. For example, when the light in the car was on for a long time, I leave the house in the morning, I try to start the car, but it won't start. The battery is dead. With this wonderful device you can easily charge your car battery. Here you can very accurately set the correct parameters for current and voltage. The device is very small and light because it uses a modern switching power supply. You can charge lithium batteries from your cameras, camcorders and walkie-talkies. All this with one device. It is very comfortable. For example, I have a lithium battery from a video camera. If you follow the technology, then it cannot be stored for a long time in a fully charged or fully discharged state. When you do not use the camera for a long time, the battery should be charged to a state of 60% charge. If you are using the original camcorder charger, you will not be able to tell when the battery is 60% charged. There are only two types of indication. Charging in progress, red LED on. If the battery is charged, the green light is on. No more features. But with the help of such a smart balance charger, you can charge your battery by exactly 60%. For example, charge the battery to 100% and then completely discharge it. This will measure the actual capacity of the battery. With this information, you will be able to understand whether you bought a good or bad battery. For example, you can understand how old and lost your battery capacity. If the case says 5,400 mAh and the measurement showed only 2,000 mAh, this indicates that the battery is already old and it is time to replace it. You may have a question: how to connect any battery to this universal charger? There are main power contacts here which are called bananas. There are yellow connectors called XT60. There is also an additional connector for balancing, but we will talk about it later. The main contacts that we will use are these round ones, plus and minus. Here on the small one too, plus and minus. How to connect the battery to these contacts? There are different ways. I'll tell you how I do it. Buy on AliExpress the cheapest Chinese charger for your battery. I bought this. I opened it and pulled out all the electronic components. There's nothing left inside, it's empty. Choose the cheapest. We only need a case and a replaceable pad with contacts. Solder the banana wire. Now it is enough to connect this wire to a smart charger. I connect the battery to the removable platform of the Chinese charger. Well, you remember that this is no longer a charger, but an empty box with contacts. It allows you to just connect the battery to a smart balance charger. In this case, the charger has 2 ports. So I can charge 2 batteries at the same time, very comfortably. Now look here. These Chinese chargers are made on the same platform. They remove the contact pad. Chinese engineers came up with the idea that the power supply remains alone, and the sites can be changed. This is very convenient for my task. I collected several contact pads for various batteries. There is a platform for a video camera, available for camera batteries. That's how easy they snap here, and they can be quickly changed. It turns out that I have one wire, but there are many sites. Approximately 7 to 10 pieces for different batteries. How to connect batteries of 2A format or such lithium 18650. These are often used in flashlights. I use the same way. I buy the cheapest charger on AliExpress. I take out all the electronic components from it and use it as a holder. There is nothing inside. All that's left is the contact and the spring. I soldered such a wire with a yellow XT60 connector. The battery is inserted under the spring here and holds well. Using such a universal charger, you can simultaneously charge 6 or, for example, 8 cells. But for such a task, an appropriate holder is required. In this holder, you can attach not only 18650 batteries, but also classic 2A or 3A.
Аккумулятор 2А или 3А, он так вот зажимается, все и чудно держится.
Some of my viewers may ask me, why is all this necessary? First of all, in order to use your batteries in strict accordance with the operating rules. This will significantly extend the life of your batteries. In addition, with the help of battery research, you can find the best quality copies for yourself at a good price. This is the correct professional approach to the operation of batteries. Sometimes there are batteries of complex shape, for example, from walkie-talkies. There are no separate chargers for them. Here I have Linton walkie-talkies. The battery is installed on the radio and is charged in this position. Therefore, for rare batteries, I make holders myself. Take a look at this one for example. I specifically select the cheapest materials. My task is to make cheap quickly and easily. Here's how you can see here a plastic profile, pieces of wood, 2 screws and elastic wire acting as spring-loaded contacts. I'll put the battery in here. The red screw is a plus, the blue is a minus. I have a wire with alligator clips that I put on these screws and connect to the charger. Everything is simple. By the way, some chargers have another useful feature. If you have an old lithium battery that is swollen, it must be disposed of. It's dangerous to use it. To do this safely, it is advisable to discharge the battery to 0 volts. The original charger from the walkie-talkie cannot do this. But some models of universal chargers can fully discharge your old battery before disposal. Everything will be safe. Now let's talk about mobile phones. Previously, there were many models on the market that had removable batteries. What kind of battery could be pulled out of the phone and measure its capacity? I know many people are convinced that a removable battery in a smartphone is not needed. I don't agree with them. I think it's very convenient. Instead of a power bank, I carried a spare battery for my Nokia. If I ran out of battery in my phone, I just opened it and changed the battery to a spare one. If your battery is old, you can replace it with a new one yourself. But unfortunately now you have to go to a specialized workshop to replace the battery in your smartphone. Such a removable battery from Nokia was very convenient. You cannot test the battery in a modern smartphone for capacity. However, you can still charge it with a smart charger. It is enough to collect a special wire for yourself. There are bananas on one end and a USB socket on the other. Connect this wire to a smart charger and you can charge your smartphone. Based on this information, you can draw conclusions about the state of your battery. In the process of charging, we can also determine the approximate capacity of the battery, but this measurement will not be as accurate as when discharging. Please note that the operation of a voltmeter for such chargers has a very high accuracy. It is very important. Many lithium batteries cannot be charged above 4.2 volts. Even a slight increase in voltage above this value can damage your battery. Look, I bought a cheap Chinese 18650 battery charger. I wanted to make a holder out of it. But before disassembling this device, I decided to measure the voltage to which it charges the batteries. And it turned out that there was not 4.2 volts at all, but 4.35 volts. Although it is written on the case that the charge voltage is 4.2 volts. This means that such a cheap Chinese charger will ruin your batteries. And here is a smart balanced charger with software control and a very finely tuned voltmeter. You can be calm about your battery. It will not be recharged. However, you can adjust these values if you are confident in your actions. Perhaps there will be my viewers who will say that it's all complicated. I can't figure it out. See how many different batteries there are. They have different shapes and voltages. Don't worry. In fact, everything is very simple here. There are only a few types of batteries. When you look at modern lithium batteries, it may seem to you that there are a lot of differences between them. In fact, in most cases it is the same lithium battery, just packaged in different cases. They all have the same maximum voltage of 4.2 volts per cell. If, for example, a voltage of 8.4 volts is indicated on the battery, then this means that 2 lithium cells are installed in this case. Accordingly, such a battery must be charged as 2S. A lithium battery can consist not only of one cell, but also of several connected in series. In this case, the voltage of the cells is summed up. The accumulator can consist of any number of cells, 3, 4, or 10 for example. The voltage increases accordingly. On universal ballast chargers, you can charge up to 6 batteries at the same time, for example, such as 18650. For this task, I assembled such a holder with my own hands. When we want to charge several individual batteries, we must take into account the fact that the voltage across them may differ from each other. One was more depleted than the other. It turns out we have 6 lithium cells, and there is only one power connector. In this situation, it may turn out that we cannot charge all the batteries equally. For example, cell number 1 is already recharged. Number 2 is charged to 4.2 volts. And cell number 3 still has 4 volts. In this case, the total voltage on all 6 cells will be 25.2 volts. The charger will think that all cells are charged and leave the charging process. To prevent this from happening, you need to control the voltage on each cell separately. For this, there is a special balancing connector. It allows you to monitor the voltage on each battery and stop the charging process for each cell. The power connector performs high current precharge. The balancing connector performs the function of voltage control. Using small currents, it regulates the voltage on each cell individually. You can ask me why then we charge the battery from the camcorder only with banana power connectors? After all, 8.4 volts is written here, which means a 2S battery with 2 cells is installed here. The thing is that such batteries have a built-in balancing board inside. We do not need to regulate the voltage on each bank with a universal balance charger. This function is performed by the controller installed inside the battery. We just need to connect only the power cable and apply the desired voltage. Another useful feature in these devices is the cyclic charge discharge. Nickel metal hydride and nickel cadmium batteries can reduce their capacity when they are not used for a long time. However, such a battery can be restored. To do this, you need to perform several charge-discharge cycles. As a result of this operation, it will be possible to restore the old battery to some extent. Of course, it will not be like new, but it will work for a while. An ordinary classic charger cannot do this. It can only charge your battery. A smart charger will help you get the job done. It is enough to specify the number of cycles, final stresses and pause time between operations. Turned on and you can go about your business. Come back after 3 days and the charger has done all the work automatically. Some advanced balanced chargers have the function of a universal power supply. This is a huge advantage. You can connect any gadget here. For example, a car radio or walkie-talkie. If you need 12 volts and a large current, then such a charger will help you solve this problem. Connect a car lamp or nichrome wire. All this can be done without problems. If such a function is present in the charger, then you go to the corresponding menu. Set the desired voltage and current. For example, 12 volts, 4 amps. In this case, the charger starts working in the universal power supply mode. Very comfortably. Just one small device becomes a powerful universal tool for solving a large number of tasks. Huge possibilities in a small smart box with buttons. Usually these devices come with a balancing connector, but this is not always the case. There are professional chargers and discharge devices without balancing function. For example, here is this model. The device is of very high quality and with a wide range of features. However, there is no balance connector here. Here you can charge a lithium battery consisting of only one cell, or a smart battery with several cells that has a balancing controller installed inside. Perhaps this is all I wanted to tell you today. This is not a detailed overview of the devices. My today's video is intended to show that you should not be afraid of advanced chargers. You only need to remember a few numbers. Nickel metal hydride batteries are 1.2 volts. Lithium batteries are 4.2 volts per cell. If there are many cells, then simply multiply the voltage. Look, everything is very simple here. Specify the battery type, charge current and number of cells. I highly recommend these amazing devices. Don't be afraid of this topic. You can easily figure it out and become a real master of batteries. You can charge and explore all your batteries with one device. Subscribe to my channel. I will be releasing many detailed reviews of each such device. I will talk in detail about the functions, test the accuracy of the work. It will be interesting. They are all different. Look here, only numbers are displayed. But on this device you can see detailed graphs and charts. Or this is a professional charger. It connects to a computer using special software. We can control all parameters of our computer. I am convinced that my reviews of chargers will be interesting for both beginners and professionals. My video has come to an end. If you learned something new and useful for yourself today, don't forget to like it. I will be pleased. Goodbye.
Всем пока.